Boys and girls, this is the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly.
Hello, Steve. Hello, Larson. It's me, Dexter Loomis, NXT Superstar. So here's my shout out to the Going In Raw podcast. Clever name.
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you're going to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steve and Larson. Available wherever podcasts can be found, and of course taped live at the Twitch at twitch.tv/Steve and Larson. Go follow us and check us out. We're live after Raw, SmackDown, AEW, and NXT. And then of course we're going to be doing our live recap of Clash of the Champions this coming Sunday.
No done there.
And before that, we're going to be doing our live reactions over on the YouTube for Clash of the Champions. Looking forward to that.
Clash of Champions.
Clash of the Champions. NXT tonight got some more matches in place for the Takeover 31 on October the 4th.
Yes.
Let's get this out of the way because the first thing everybody in our Twitch chat was talking about, everybody loves a good mystery, Larson, a good whodunit, a good, who's going to be shown up. So 10/4/20, October, the Takeover will see the return, if this vignette during NXT last night is to be believed, the return of a former champion. There was a vignette that aired during the show, filmed in night vision. It was actually really interesting filmed. I would imagine do you think this was done with a drone? Because it had a very third-person video game feel to it. At first,
it did. I thought either a drone or that, what did Aronofsky call that apparatus?
Snorri cam.
Snorri cam, maybe something like that, but a wider angle lens a little further back on somebody's back.
I've seen some footage of people employing like a 3D camera for that kind of effect where you don't see like what's propping it up, but you can see everything else.
Yeah.
And so maybe it was a really, really cool filmed thing.
Yeah.
Where there's some voiceover saying essentially, I'm a former champion. There's been a bunch of paper champions recently. I'm coming back to reclaim what's mine. There's a dusty case with 2 NXT titles, some look like maybe former NXT title iterations, and this person throws like a steel pipe at the case. It breaks. They pick up the title. And
so which one did they pick up? Could you tell? Was it the?
I watched this thing several times over.
Yeah.
The one thing I did notice was that in the case, neither of the titles there appeared to be remember the NXT title with the big X on it?
Yeah, I didn't notice that either. Yeah.
Which led me to believe, I don't know if one of these was the male and one of these was the men's and the women's title, or if they were both. I couldn't tell if the other one was the women's, like the old women's title. I don't know. However, the only thing that I could surmise from a still frame that I was able to like ascertain was, I'm pretty sure the hand that wiped away the dust was a woman's hand. I noticed that the thumbnail, it was like the only nail you could see, did have a longer, it looked like, somebody had got their nails done, which generally speaking, it's going
to be Ember Moon. It's Ember Moon.
It's got to be Ember Moon. That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because here's the thing. Number one, yes, as we've seen with Finn Balor, you can call seemingly anybody a transitional champion or a paper champion. Although, yes, whoever this person is coming back could consider Karrion Kross, Finn Balor, or Adam Cole. You could consider them paper champions. On the other side of things, I think there's a better case maybe to be made that Rhea, Charlotte, and Io weren't really like big era level champions. Like Rhea existed for Charlotte to take the title away. Charlotte existed to boost ratings, and Io exists to transition to whoever's going to have the title next. The case could potentially be made, but beyond that, it looked like a woman's hand. Ember Moon has been gone for a while with the Achilles injury. I know that months ago she said that this could have been, or this could be a career-threatening injury.
And here's another thing about it. Based on the presentation of this thing, I know a lot of people have been suggesting Bob Roode, Samoa Joe, Bo Dallas. Nothing about the presentation of this fits, well, at least with Bob Roode or Samoa Joe. I guess Bo Dallas, he could do something different, but he's from an era of NXT from so long ago when it wasn't the NXT that we know now, that him coming back's not going to make the same impact as Samoa Joe or Bob Roode would.
Yeah.
But just nothing about this presentation, the voice with all the effects on it, the kind of night vision thing, it definitely doesn't fit anything Samoa Joe would do.
No, it doesn't. And
same
totally.
with Bob Roode.
Totally Bob Roode.
But it fits more so with something Ember Moon maybe could do. I mean, her gimmick, even going back to NXT, was always kind of nebulous.
Yeah. But she's obviously a big video game.
Yes, exactly.
She seems to be one of the she seems to be, much like myself, steeped in nerd culture, and this definitely has the video game sort of aesthetic to it. I use that complimentary, by the way. I just found earlier out you remember those old Secret Wars action figures? Yeah. They're re-releasing something that looks like that coming up at like some Hasbro comic or
really?
sort of Hasbro convention thing. Looks kind of like a virtual thing. I don't know.
That's cool. I had the Spider-Man in the symbiote suit.
Yeah.
Toy.
I had Kang. So hey, I love nerd stuff too, but Ember Moon clearly does as well. Yeah. I think it would. So like Bo Dallas is an interesting exploration because you're right. Like as Alex C says, and you sort of mentioned this as well. Bo's era NXT is almost non-canon at this point. That being said, Bo is also steeped deeply in like conspiracy theory stuff, like in real life. Yeah. And so the idea that he would use night vision and like totally drones and stuff could be an interesting rebrand for him. That being said, I looked at Ember Moon's social media, and she has basically ignored this. Usually, I mean, if there is a thing like this where people are trying to figure out who it is, if it's not the person, they will hint that they are the person. They'll either like certain tweets. She has gone like business as normal.
Maybe she's gonna do what Dio Madden did, where he has his long-standing Twitter account so he can talk about streaming and stuff, and he has to create a new one for Mace. That
could be. So like yesterday. It's all like sort of gaming stuff. She saw, let's see, yesterday there was something, Bud Light was doing something on Twitch. She says, back again to count down the best esports clips and so much more at the Bud Light Twitch Rivals after party. Oh, with Bruce Green. Oh. She was doing a thing with Bruce Green. How do we not know about that? That's cool. Awesome. Let's see here. And then she wished one of her friends happy birthday late last night. So she has been proceeding on social media anyways, business as usual. Doing her Twitch stuff. So I would suspect Ember Moon I would love to see her back in NXT, especially if they're doing this sort of vignette thing. It might mean, we've got some big. I mean, NXT's women's division, as we know, is already pretty crowded. Yeah. But it's a good place to go back.
And Ember Moon is a next level talent. She's so dang good.
Absolutely, yeah, she's absolutely terrific. I do feel like her title run, her entire run in NXT was filled with promise that almost scratched the surface of, or that did scratch the surface of what I think she's probably capable of. I'd like to see them give her a more legitimate push.
Definitely. It was always the character aspect that didn't seem as fully developed as her in-ring work. Her in-ring work is phenomenal. Ian Imhoff here, subscribe. Thank you very much, Ian.
Thank you very much. Otherwise, we had a pretty shocking outcome with the not really with the women's battle royal. I mean, Candice has been sort of it's sort of near the top of the heap for a while now.
And her and Io have a history as well.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we figured obviously going in the math would kind of dictate that her and Tegan would take each other out, but Candice decided to eschew that math going into it by taking Tegan out before she had a chance to be taken out. But I guess the real surprise, of course, was with the Eliminator Gauntlet. We did it yesterday when we were talking about who we felt was going to come out of this. We didn't even mutter the name Kyle O'Reilly. We considered everybody else vocally. Didn't even say, because we didn't think that this was even
I don't think we ever
possible.
considered Timothy Thatcher.
Well, no, but we even mentioned him. We said, oh, well, it's not going to be him because he just had a thing with Finn. I think I said it's probably going to be Kushida. Too early for Bronson Reed.
Yeah.
Too early probably for Cameron Grimes. Kyle O'Reilly, man, this is great. I mean, obviously he's probably not going to win this title, but this is going to be a killer match. This might be the best match, the best potential match besides maybe Kushida coming out of this with Finn Balor. That was really surprising, but a welcome surprise.
But yeah, it definitely. One thing I really want to see though after this gauntlet match is a good 20-minute bout between Tim Thatcher and Kyle O'Reilly.
Oh man,
that'd just be so dang good.
That'd be terrific. That'd be really terrific stuff.
But it's interesting because they booked that gauntlet match because Kyle was one of the first two to start, lasted the whole time. It was your typical babyface booking in a gauntlet match. And in theory, he's still a member of a heel faction.
Boy, that's up in the air, isn't it? I mean,
there's
Adam
so much
Cole,
seemingly up in the air about the Undisputed Era. I mean, Adam Cole seemed totally cool with Kyle O'Reilly getting that title shot, title that he just lost.
Yeah.
And then failed to reclaim when he had a chance to.
Yeah. And then Roderick Strong, and that was kind of a surprising outcome too. Did they okay, let's talk about this really quick. Did Santos Escobar do something to piss somebody off backstage? Because over the last couple weeks, Legados del Fantasma, they have not really done a whole lot. And then you've got, I would have thought that they, even though Roderick Strong is the one guy who had an actual entrance in that tag match that we saw to determine who gets to fight who for a title shot, I would have figured this would be the opportunity for Legado del Fantasma to move on and potentially fight for these titles.
They Santos is still involved in this thing with Swerve.
Well, that was the other aspect of it too. I figured that would be done with, but then there was a new video package.
And then of course we had heard that there'd been a bit of a COVID outbreak at the Performance Center, and that really altered creative for last night's show. So maybe that's something to do with it as well.
That could be as well. Jorge D says Legado has been on 205 Live a lot. There you go. I did not know that. I mean, it's a cruiserweight title, so yeah, that makes sense. I don't watch. I barely even keep up with 205. It's not like once our SmackDown review is done, I'm like,
Yep.
I should really just pop it on while I'm doing the time codes, though. Anyways,
hey,
that's one thing I'm curious about. I mentioned this in chat before we get into the thing. I just want to make sure. I want to see if everybody enjoys and takes use of the time codes. If you can let us know in the comments below, that would be, unless you've skipped over me saying this because you're using the time code, then I don't know what to tell you.
Okay, we'll just say that on occasion through the rest of this episode then. If you employ the time codes.
Yeah.
Yada, yada, yada. So the show kicked off with the Women's Battle Royal. Most of the field is already in the ring. Candice and Rhea are the only two that get an entrance. We go to a flashback, if you will, where Candice has just taken out Tegan Knox with some sort of pipe. And Tegan's on the ground screaming, and then Candice rolls in with a road case, drives it into Tegan's knee. Tegan not in Battle Royal. There was a lot of new competitors in this match.
Yeah.
All seemingly going by strictly first names. For example, Gia, Ellie, Avery. I thought they said one of the women's name was Emma too. All of them pretty much eliminated pretty quickly.
Yeah, there was an Emily, an Avery, an Ellie.
Oh, so it's Emily instead of Ava. And Gia. There was a Gia.
Gia, and then, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't there a Raven as well?
Raven, yes, sorry.
Come on, Raven.
Catalina was in it as well. Pretty much everybody early on that was not familiar with NXT audiences was eliminated pretty much right away by either Rhea or Raquel Gonzalez.
Mm-hmm.
Casey Catanzaro had a couple really good spots. One where she got eliminated by, or seemingly eliminated by Aaliyah. However, her feet didn't touch the floor. And then she does like a handstand, puts her feet under the bottom rope, does a crunch to get back in the ring. That was pretty damn impressive.
Mm-hmm. That was really neat. And then it happens again to her where she has to, that was crazy, like her going to the barricade and then making her way to the steps only to have Indy Hartwell kick her back off. But she goes to the barricade again.
Yep.
And she ends up in the last, like, I think,
because there's got to be,
4 or 5.
maybe 2-3 inches maybe of space there on that barricade to put your feet on.
Yeah.
It's not a whole lot.
It was pretty crazy. The first couple eliminations, the first 3 eliminations were actually pretty scary because I've got, let's see here. So the first one, Rhea eliminates Gia, and she basically did it like a total like flip over, like with one hand on the rope. Looked like she could have blown out her shoulder there, but she seemed fine. Raven got eliminated, and I think she hit her hip really hard on the apron on that one. When I think it's Ellie, when Ellie got eliminated, she almost went face first into the barricade. And if I'm not mistaken, those barricades aren't the plush ones. Aren't they the ones with like the steel with the cloth over them, or are they the plush ones?
I don't know if they are now, since they're set up there with the plexiglass. They might have the same stuff that they used to have at the Performance Center. Since they don't need them now. With the Thunderdome.
Yeah, it looked pretty rough, but but like you said, it was basically all It was all Rhea and Raquel Gonzalez. Eliminating people.
And then they eliminated each other.
Once they start eliminating, it's like, okay, well, they're just gonna have a thing together then. So Rhea and Raquel are not gonna win this.
No. So final 4 were Shotzi, Dakota, Candice, and
Casey, Candice, Kai, and Shotzi.
Yeah. So Casey's eliminated. And then so Shotzi, she goes the second rope. Candice beats her up there. Then this is the finishing sequence. Sorry. Why did I skip over some stuff? Oh, so Casey, Casey is eliminated by Dakota Kai, and then Lorraine and Kai are working together, teaming up against Shotzi for a bit. Shotzi tosses Dakota Kai out. So final 2 are Candice and Shotzi. It's a pretty creative spot where they were trying to eliminate each other while fighting on the ring steps.
Yeah, this was
in a
good
battle
stuff.
royal. I don't think I'd ever seen that before.
Yeah.
So Shotzi rams Candice in the ring post. She stumbles down to the ring steps. Isn't eliminated. Shotzi tries to kick her off. Lorraine fights her off and then kind of does a double boot push type of thing to Shotzi, flings her off the ring steps. Candice wins.
All right, before we continue, here's a word from the sponsor of today's episode, NordVPN. Sometimes the internet can be a great place, but it could also be very scary, full of hackers trying to shoot on your personal data.
But you can protect yourself with NordVPN. NordVPN offers double data encryption and lets you browse the web in private because NordVPN prevents data logging. In fact, NordVPN will never track, collect, or share your data because they have a strict no-log policy.
And NordVPN is compatible with most operating systems, including Windows, Mac OS, Linux, iOS, and Android, and offers 24/7 product support and a 30-day money-back guarantee to ensure your satisfaction.
NordVPN also has a super handy and user-friendly Chrome extension and provides unlimited bandwidth on super fast servers with up to 6 simultaneous connections.
And right now, Going In Raw listeners can get 68% off NordVPN. That's only $3.71 a month. Plus, you get an additional month free at nordvpn.com/raw or use coupon code RAW. Yeah, I thought this was a lot of fun. After that, we had Damien Priest interview.
Damien Priest.
Basically, he was just asked about Gargano and then Austin Theory. It was all pretty standard Damien Priest stuff, where he looks like he's searching for his lines the whole time. He's like, "Hey, Austin Theory, I think he's better than what his record would say to you. But hey, tonight his slide will continue. He's going to take another loss, and his momentum will continue." And then he's like, "Hey, Sarah, you're a pretty good interview. You want to go to the after party with later?"
Yeah. Yeah. Next, we had Fandango dressed as Sherlock Holmes in front of a whiteboard.
This was great.
He was booking out Kevin Nash style how the tag division is going to work for the next few weeks.
Yeah, this was pretty damn funny.
So you have Roderick Strong, Danny Burch, Raul Mendoza, and Fabian Aichner all huddled around. They're all kind of arguing. Regal comes in. He tells Fandango no silly British accents, and then Fandango makes his pitch of how they're going to sort out who's the number one contender for these tag teams. So the deal is you're going to have Strong and Burch team up. You're going to have Aichner and Mendoza team up. The team that wins, then those teams will face each other.
Is it those teams or the singles match?
Maybe it's one-on-one.
Okay.
That was unclear. And then whoever wins that match will be number one contender for the tag titles. And then Regal turns to Danny Burch and is like, what did he just say? And Burch explains it, and Regal just kind of goes, all right, whatever, and leaves.
Well, what's great is that, so Fandango explains it, and Regal is completely lost. And then Burch does the thing that I learned about from watching Guy Ritchie movies, where, or like listening to Wayne, where like in Brit speak, he says something that's completely unintelligible to me, to a Yank, and Regal completely understands what he's talking about. I love that stuff. I love on the whiteboard, he had Joaquin Wilde's name. He wrote it, instead of Joaquin, he wrote quinoa. He had Robert Strong, Billy Fish, Uno Lorcan, Fabio Acne, and Marty Barty, as opposed to
Marcel Bartel.
Yeah, exactly. That was. I thought that was really good stuff. I know I've complained about like, oh, they just do comedy stuff. This was pretty damn funny. So who cares?
Yeah. If you're entertained, who cares? Next, we had a Rich Holland video package. More on his backstory. He used to play rugby. B-roll of him running through people. Now he wants to fight in the ring. After that,
hold on a second though.
What?
The beginning of his story was him talking about killing 4 kids. He talks about this being a kid. He was like walking down the street, and 4 kids approached me, and basically he says he blacked out, and as he came to, there were 4 bodies laying there.
Wow, I missed that part of it.
Yeah, that was awesome. Then he talked about playing rugby, and he nurtured the skill of hurting people. Actually, before that though, we had the Ciampa versus Jake Atlas match.
We did? No, we didn't. That was later.
I have it written down as happening now.
Oh, you're right. How did I skip past that? Sorry, Ciampa and Jake Atlas.
Jake, yeah, you got to give Jake Atlas the due, man. He actually brought it to Ciampa this time.
He did.
We saw a much more aggressive Jake Atlas. He got Ciampa pretty early to the outside, trying to, okay, I'm going to do that seesaw thing you did to me under the mat.
Yeah.
And Ciampa was able to, shove him off. Eventually, Atlas got a blockbuster, got 2 for that. And then he tried his horrible finisher. That looks cool, but is so easily thwarted, as we saw here. So he goes for the cartwheel DDT. Ciampa just kicks his hand, and he goes falling. Ciampa hits his draping DDT. He's going to go for a pin, but lifted his head up, started mocking him, saying, you're hungry, I'm going to show you hungry. Gives him like a modified version of the fairy tale ending, and gets 3 with that.
Yeah. Then we got Rich Holland video package. Then a Eliminator Gauntlet video package, hyping each of the competitors for that bout. And then we get the tag match, Roddy and Danny Burch against Fabian Aichner and Raul Mendoza.
Oh, wait. Sorry, dude. I don't mean to cut you off, but Alex C. has transcoded Burch's explanation to Regal.
All right.
Me and the Sherman, which is a tank, which means yank, versus the Merchant, which is a banker, wanker, and the Berkshire. This is crazy that you know how to do that you can translate this. Winner faces the Septics. Septic tanks yanks. Man.
Wow.
That is I need to know the etymology of this.
I think someone posted that on Twitter for us too. I didn't know what it referred to. I thought it was just what Fandango had written on the board. Yeah, Flinner here says to help you understand a bit, Sherman equals yank, merchant equals merchant banker, yank a wanker. Yeah.
So the Burke part has the C word in it. We can't say that. Not on a podcast. We can say that on the pre-show. Winner faces the Septic tanks Yanks. Man, that is so Art Fractures Cockney rhyming slang. Okay. It was a way of talking in the older times for police to not understand, according to Alex C.
Interesting.
That's fat. That's the language I want to learn, man.
That's something else.
That's great.
The tag match itself was pretty good, especially if this is something that was put together relatively quick, considering they might have to make some creative changes.
Oh yeah, for sure.
As expected, two heels trying to work together. Not going that well for Raul and Fabian Aichner. Yet for a good stretch, they maintain control, isolate Danny Burch. In the end, though, Raul Mendoza gets the tag in. He goes on a bit of a run. Roddy knees him as he's trying to go up the top rope. Tags Burch in, or Burch tags himself in, hits a draping cutter on Raul to get the win. And then they'll have a match. Burch and Roddy one-on-one, or Undisputed Era versus Lorcan and Burch, to see who's the new number one contender for the tag titles.
Right. After that, we get an Austin Theory interview. He's doing some resistance bands.
Warm-up stuff, yeah.
Yeah, Sarah's interviewing him before he says too much, so Gargano steps in, sort of pumps him up a little bit, and adds that if he softens up Damien Priest before TakeOver, he'll very much appreciate it. So after that, we had that match, Austin Theory versus Damien Priest. Again, being a big Damien Priest fan, as you are a big Bronson Reed fan, I feel like Austin Theory got too much offense in here.
Agreed.
Like last time, but I thought it was a pretty solid match. Theory was targeting Priest's knee. He hits a blue thunder bomb at one point for 2. Once again, his face starts turning purple. On the outside, Damien Priest hits a cyclone kick, a razor's edge on the apron, goes inside, gets a reckoning for 3, beats Austin Theory.
Yeah, and then Priest starts celebrating. Gargano runs out, hits the super kick on him. Mm-hmm. When Priest showed up later on, I loved it. Loved it. Anyways, carry on.
All right.
Then we get that weird video with computerized voice and the night vision stuff. Someone is coming back at TakeOver. It's gonna be, I feel like it's gonna be Ember Moon. Mm-hmm. Then we got an Isaiah Scott video package saying he's the better competitor than Santos Escobar because he's pinned him twice. He wants another shot at the cruiserweight title, but no gimmicked masks, none of that other stuff.
After that, we had Antonio Deluca versus Ridge Holland. Stretch comes out strong against Ridge. This dude was all Stretch, man. He was so lanky, and Ridge got a good pounce in on him across the mat, a really solid belly to belly. Then he headbutted him to death, and then gave him Northern Grit.
Northern Grit, yes.
His finish.
All right, I want to talk about this because this when Priest rolls in here, I love it. All right, so it's supposed to be an Io Shirai interview. She's asked about facing Candice. Of course, her and Candice have a long rivalry. Io says, I don't like Candice. Never have, never will. Candice and Johnny run and interrupt. And Candice is like, oh, where were you? Why didn't you come congratulate me? Are you scared? And then, Io talks back. And Johnny's telling Io to watch her mouth. And then from a door, like in the background, Priest strolls in, just goes, oh, there's Johnny. God, I love that. Oh, there's Johnny.
Good. Oh, there's Johnny.
Oh, there's Johnny. He goes in, clocks Gargano, rests and separate them all. Just that. Oh, there's Johnny.
There's Johnny.
Cracked me up.
That was good. So then we had our Gauntlet Eliminator match. Having known, because I saw it on like all over social media that Kyle O'Reilly won this last night. I was kind of surprised that that's totally the babyface booking for him, starting out versus Kushida, not cheating, just putting in just a really, really killer performance. Of course, the beginning of those two going at it featured a lot of mat wrestling, but towards the finish, before Bronson Reed comes out, as the time is ticking down for his entrance, it just came down to them exchanging a bunch of really vicious forearms. Mm-hmm. Bronson Reed comes out. He does his thing where you got 2 smaller guys, 1 big guy, so he starts splashing them.
He just beats the heck out of, overpowers them all, yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
It was a really strong showing for Bronson Reed. Anyways, it looks like Kushida is going to gain the upper hand potentially, except Velveteen Dream comes in, hits him with a Death Valley driver, and then Bronson Reed hits a splash on Kushida. He's the first one eliminated. Right after that, in comes Timothy Thatcher. Right after that, commercial break. Right after that, Cameron Grimes is in.
Yeah, that was weird, right? There was no I get it. Okay, so if one person is eliminated, does that automatically bring the other guy out?
No, because when Kushida was eliminated, they had the clock.
Oh, they did
up.
have the clock.
Yeah,
okay.
so it was just good timing.
Okay, all right, cool, right on. So he comes in, he starts preening a bunch because he's Cameron Grimes. Cameron Grimes about to clean house around here. And he kind of does that.
Yeah, he does. He goes on a run. Yeah, he definitely does. Stopped by Bronson Reed hitting him with the Luthez press. Reed goes up for a splash, misses it. And as soon as he misses it, Kyle O'Reilly's off the top with a knee drop. Covers Bronson. Reed is eliminated. Shortly after that, O'Reilly rolls up Timothy Thatcher. Thatcher is eliminated. And as soon as O'Reilly's up off that cover, Grimes hits him with the cave-in. O'Reilly just barely gets his foot on the rope. Grimes thinks he's won. He's celebrating. To the moon. Ref says, no, it was only 2. He got his foot on the ropes. He's beside himself. He's devastated. He gathers himself. He takes the fight. Starts talking crap to KO. Says he's nothing like Adam Cole. Adam Cole was the man. You're not. Mm-hmm. This kind of fires up O'Reilly a little bit. Tries to make a comeback, but Grimes hits that awesome shooting star press power slam type thing. Gets it 2. But in the end, O'Reilly's working over Grimes' leg a little bit. Grimes boots him off, goes another cave-in. O'Reilly escapes, locks in a heel hook on Grimes. Grimes pretty much taps immediately. Kyle is going to Takeover.
That's
challenge the champ.
That's going to be such a great match. It's going to be a really killer match, and I hope
it's phenomenal.
I think it'll take a little bit of work. I'm curious to see. Adam Cole wasn't there last night. Obviously, he's taking some time off or something.
He was there last night.
He was?
Yeah, he came in with Roger Strong after the match to celebrate with Kyle.
Oh, I totally missed that. I just saw the part where Balor came down. Okay. All right. What did they show up before Balor did?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
They hit the ring first, and then when they're celebrating, Balor comes out and,
Oh, wow.
does that.
I was in a pinch for time. I was hitting the fast forward there. I was like, oh, okay, I know what happens now. Okay, wow, I missed that. Well, cool. Okay, cool. Yeah, separating, I wonder, this is obviously a decent first step, a pretty huge first step in terms of, I don't know if they want to separate him from Undisputed Era or if they want to just elevate him within Undisputed Era. Like you said earlier, it's sort of a weird time for the Undisputed Era right now. It'll be interesting how they proceed. You and I are both big Kyle O'Reilly fans.
Oh, heck yeah, man.
Push that guy to the moon. I'll be there with it.
100%. 100%. 100%. You want to answer some questions, yeah?
Yeah, I'll bring up the Patreon and the Discord, and if you want to take a look at the Twitch chat.
Sure. So Zondo, in reference to the video package of the person with the belts and stuff, Zondo says both titles are the current style of belt.
Yeah, I noticed that too. I just didn't know which titles, because the women's title and the men's title are so similar. I think the only difference is that there's some silver nickel plating on one of them, and the men's I think is all gold.
Yeah, I don't remember. Alex C asked, does Candice getting the title match make Johnny seem more likely to win?
I think it being so soon in Damian Priest's run, the fact that he didn't lose in his first title defense makes it less likely that Johnny's. I think John. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question because they are kind of all in on the whole Gargano way thing.
Yeah, no, and now they both have title matches. So
I mean, I don't know. Dude, they seem to really love Tegan Nox. I guess it's possible they could put the title on Candice. To get it on Tegan.
If they ever announce this draft they're supposed to be having, who knows? I mean, there might be some moving of talent from various brands. So
I could see Io Shirai moving up easily. Yeah, I don't know. I got a lot of thinking to do for my predictions.
Well, you got a week to think about it.
And I know, but I've got a lot of thinking to do for Clash of the Champions.
Yeah, I feel like there's 2 or 3 matches that are tossed up. All the other ones are locks. Dang MQ says Emily is signed to the WBPC. She was on Titan Games Season 1.
There you go. I thought I saw that Gia was already signed as well. I thought she looked familiar.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Christopher Rappersod, do you like the new Cameron Grimes shirt? I do. I think it's a pretty solid thing. I think it's the most pro wrestling tees shop shirt
Yeah.
that
Says
I've
to the
seen.
moon on it.
Yeah, it says to the moon. There's a big moon on it. He's on there pointing to the moon.
It's good.
Yeah, I think it's good.
Die Hard Homer, Balor versus O'Reilly has potential to be a match of the year, and I can't wait. It's going to be good.
I'm looking forward to it big time. Let's see here. Prince C. Ross says, I think the smart money is still on Finn, but I think in no way is he a lock that he wins a takeover. I think me and Prince disagree on that one. I think it's a lock that Finn keeps at a takeover.
I feel like that's the case too. Fear and Loathing, at this point, is it safe to say that I'll see you at the after party means see you in the hot tub Triple H had installed for me in the Performance Center parking lot?
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Yeah, it does.
Sounds about right.
Oh, we got ratings from Pippus. Says AEW 9th in the demo, 0.32, 835,000. NXT 38th in the demo, 0.18, 696,000.
So wait, I'm sorry, 600 and what?
So it was 835 to 696.
So 835 to almost 700.
So another about 140,000 viewer difference.
Well, Vince must be happy that they prevented AEW from doing 1 million, I guess.
Maybe.
I don't know. Man, I'm going to say this now. If NXT moves to a different night, I just say let's do it. I can't give up my Tuesday nights. Let's just do NXT on the next day.
On Wednesday mornings?
On Wednesday mornings.
Wow, shocking.
I can't do 4 nights a week. I got to have my Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I can't.
No, that's fine. I don't mind that at all.
I don't think you're going to complain about that one. I don't think you'll argue that one. If our business succeeds or fails based off 12 hours of us taking some additional time to review NXT, then I guess we got a failing business.
We're doomed to begin with.
Yeah.
Alex C. says, Ricochet was a champ at NXT, could potentially do a night vision thing. How about him for the mystery person? That'd be cool. He's involved in something, though, with Hurt Business.
I would love that. You're right, but I would love that. That'd be fantastic.
Doc Lindermans, is there any chance at all that it's a Bo Dallas return? There's always a chance.
I would be really interested to see if that dude can put on a 5-star takeover match. I mean, I know they don't really care about that because of Karrion Kross, but yeah, I'd be down. I would be totally down for that. I'll be down for any of those guys. If Bob Roode comes back to NXT, although you're right, it totally doesn't fit his thing. I would be totally down for that. I think it'd be cool.
Yeah, agreed.
But yeah, it feels like it's gonna be Ember Moon.
Yeah. O-Dog, I want Kevin Owens to come back and be the mystery man. Again, that'd be great.
Be kind of weird for him to be rocking a drone with like some weird post-apocalyptic gear for Kevin Owens.
That's not really his style.
Not really his thing. Boy, I would love to have him come back to NXT.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm just trying to do something. After last night, would love to see Cameron Grimes follow Adam Cole around trying to be his best friend. That would be funny.
You're no Adam. Moses supposes. What would you like to see Ciampa do over the next year? Just wreck Jake Atlas over the next year.
Nicholas Grosskirth, with NXT changed last minute, what do you think of WWE going with medically compromised Kyle? NXT has been so careful with him previously.
That's Kyle's business, not ours. I'm assuming so the word was he was out because he has some form of diabetes.
Yeah.
So he's compromised due to COVID. But I mean, he's been back for like a couple months now, or a month now.
I mean,
a little while now.
If it's totally. If he feels like it's a safe environment for him to be, then that's his decision to make.
Yeah, that's not for me to question. Wolfpack for life. Who is someone that could be a star in a couple of years? He thinks Casey Canzero could be great. I think that Casey could totally be a big star, and it feels like they're giving her all these opportunities to showcase these sort of Kofi / John Morrison moments that I think they probably have plans for her.
Yeah, if they can come up with an interesting character for her, totally.
I'm glad I'm not the only person who thought this, because the Rain Trigger also said, did Ridge Holland just admit to killing 4 people? Seemingly, when he was a child, he killed 4 other kids.
I missed that totally. Gareth asks, where does Tom Phillips shine more, Raw or NXT? He says, personally, I prefer him on NXT for play-by-play.
NXT, he's a lot looser on NXT.
He is. I think he and Joe and Byron Saxton do have good chemistry on Raw, though.
I think they do too. I really like him. I think he's good.
Hellbringer Johnny, he says, what's up, friendos? One half your Rocket League tournament winners here with the message that now is the time for new players to start Rocket League since it went free to play. Player numbers have increased immensely, up to a whopping 1.15 million being online at the same time about 3 hours ago. Just a heads up, there are a bunch of new players running around.
Did somebody catch wind that we were doing Rocket League tournaments and sent their representative here to our Twitch chat?
No, he was in the tournament. That's what he said.
Oh, okay.
One half of the winning team.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Right.
Well, that's one thing that you had mentioned that you wouldn't mind doing a bit more of that, like maybe once a month, doing like a couple hours of a stream. I'd love to get like a freaking 32-person tournament
32
going.
team,
Yeah.
32 team tournament. White Brownie says the Heritage Cup round 1 matches were announced. So you got Mastiff versus Joseph Connors, Flash Morgan Webster versus A-Kid. That'll be good. Noam Dar versus Alexander Wolf, and then Trent Seven versus Wildcard.
Is that the name of a new British star, or is that just like unknown?
It's a surprise entrant. I love this. So Dang MQ mentioned this. I saw this on Twitter. Finn Balor says he became a Seinfeld fan during quarantine. Loves George. He binged the entire series.
Oh, that is great. That's absolutely fantastic.
Crossface Chicken Stain, isn't Balor undefeated at TakeOver? Well, Joe did beat him for the belt. I don't remember that TakeOver.
Joe beat him, and wasn't it like a cage match that was in Japan or Australia or something?
That was a TakeOver, wasn't it? Or was that just on TV?
I remember. I thought they did a thing where it was like at a house show. Joe won. Somebody on chat will know.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. It was a house show. That was a house show where he won, and then I think they did have a cage match, and Joe beat him there. If I remember correctly.
Nicholas Grosskirth says, a house show in Boston. I was there.
Yeah. I'm just trying to do something. Says, bring Ali to NXT. That'd be great, but they kind of made it seem like this person that's coming back was a former champion.
So Joe won at a house show, then retained at TakeOver in the cage.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay. So he's okay. All right.
Night by Night, does Swerve get the Cruiserweight title off of Escobar? And if so, who do you see as his first feud afterwards?
Given how hard they had promoted like El Legado, I kind of find it difficult to believe that would be the kind of people are right and they're saying, hey, but I don't know, man. A second match and Swerve loses, and this video package was all like nicely done, like with a good camera and stuff. Mm-hmm. They might roll with Swerve.
Maybe.
You could easily put Santos in the North American title scene.
Oh yeah. O-Dog says, I've loved her since Ninja Warrior, but is Casey Catanzaro too small to be a star on the main roster? No, I don't think she's too small. I think she's like consummate underdog.
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, it's a good question.
Yeah,
because it is difficult to see somebody because she is really small. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe she'll just be, the person who does cool stuff. Mm-hmm. But if you can keep on doing cool stuff, that usually will guarantee you TV time.
Yep. Alex C said, Rich Holland still sounds like a Matt Chat friendo name to me.
Hey, Steve and Larson. Ridge Holland here. You ever kill 4 people? What?
Thanks, Ridge.
Thanks, Ridge. Thank you, Ridge. Larson, have you killed 4 people as a child?
No.
I might have.
I gotta go. Sorry, Steve. Excuse me. I gotta go talk to the police.
No! You dirty snake.
Patrick Oliva, do we have instructions on how to add Friendo League for Rocket League? Stay tuned.
So I do know how to do it, and unfortunately, it's the kind of situation where we'll have to tell everybody to show up at a certain time and place, and then I will invite you because it has to be via invite. Now, maybe if somebody compiled a Google Doc that we could get out there and have everybody put their Epic IDs in.
Yeah,
I can then during one of the many moments of the day when I sneak away from more important things to play Rocket League, I can hop in there and start doing it.
There you go. Doc Linderman says, how would you feel about Kyle O'Reilly's heel hook transition and the move itself being a regular finish? It has legit MMA cred. It's just goofy enough to be cool in pro wrestling. Heck yeah, man. I love a good heel hook.
Oh, absolutely. I thought that was terrific.
Ever since I saw Minoru Suzuki tear up Ken Shamrock's knee legit via heel hook, I'm all about that move.
Julio says, so the main event was a gauntlet elimination match. If you get pinned, you're out. In kayfabe, if there are more people coming into the match, why break up a pin if you're not the one being pinned?
Yeah, I noticed there was a spot earlier in the match.
Oh, so wait, I probably missed that, but the logic here from Julio is very sound.
Yeah.
Crossface Chicken Stain says, you guys know WWE Battlegrounds was cross-platform. I didn't know that.
Did not know that. Did not know that.
Let's see here. Alex Foster says, what other cases in WWE should Fandango solve? I like him sticking to solving cases that are pertinent to advancing match types and contender situations. He should stick to solving things that are pertinent to his role as tag champion.
Alex C says, the road to 1,000 subs looks like YouTube timestamps, but we're never leaving the second to last Kafka-esque nightmare video.
That's funny, because it kind of does too. Oh man, let's see here. And then Tim Morris, who would be your ideal Retribution members from NXT? You know what I thought about when I was watching that Ember Moon Night Vision thing was Retribution should have been a lot cooler.
Oh yeah.
Man.
Heck yeah.
Like, and did Jeremy Borash, did he leave or something? Like, just get him to do some cool cinematic stuff with Retribution.
Well, I think he just does stuff in NXT. I don't think he does anything on the main roster.
Yeah.
Dabbing with Dan says, isn't the option to make Friendo Club in Rocket League? It's there.
Yeah.
We have the club.
The club is there. We have a club.
Yeah,
and
the club is there.
We have a bunch of people in it, but like unfortunately, you can't independently go in and join. I have to invite you, and to do that, I need your Epic ID. So that's the deal. Oh, yes. Let me head over to the Discord.
There you go.
Let's see here. So, let's see here. Daily team meeting. All right. And Shive. Oh, I did notice this. Does Ridge Holland have the best theme song in NXT? I really enjoyed his theme song. I can't really remember it right now, but when I heard it, I was like, oh, that's a pretty solid theme song. It didn't sound generic, which I would figure, given that he looks like a baby Brock Lesnar, they could have totally done that.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
All right, that's all I got here, too. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We appreciate it. Until next time, we'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.
Be a part of the best pro wrestling podcast today at patreon.com/Steve and Larson. Enjoy tons of bonus videos, including patron-only live shows, gameplay, and vintage 10 for the wins, access to podcast question threads, the Friendo Care Package, and so much more. Support Going In Raw today at patreon.com/Steve and Larson.